Well, it's really exciting to welcome you all to the GRIF Deal Den. This session is all about bringing new concepts and marrying them with investors. Our Dragon investors are four very well-respected and experienced investors in the market who have invested, so they are real and live, and I do believe they've got some money to spend, so that's exciting. We have with us today, we've got, and please welcome to the stage, we've got Paul Campbell from Hill Capital Partners. Come on up. And we have Sami Daud from the Daud Group. We have Laurent Plantier from FrenchFood Capital and Martin Sherwood from Enterprise Investment Partners. So our dragons are going to listen to these wonderful pitches, and they're going to share with us their knowledge and advice in terms of both the pitch quality and also the business plan that we'll be presented with. So thank you very much for all your knowledge. So next we have from a really exciting one. This gentleman presented last year on Deal Den, and we're really excited to see how his business plan has grown over the last 12 months. So please welcome to the stage Titus Mathew from Rasoy Group.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Titus Mathew, and I'm here again to present a very exciting fast casual concept. It's a startup, so the concept is developed. We have not launched it. We're here to seek capital. And it is in the US, so we're starting out this concept in the US. This is the brand, an Indian-inspired burrito or a wrap. Now there are formats that are very popular. When you think of fast casual in the US, one of the names that comes to mind is Chipotle because of the price point and where they are really. I mean, that's your one of the names that come up. We're following that model. So it's a fully developed concept. Our first location, we're hoping to do it this summer in Frisco, Plano area, which is just the suburb of Dallas, which is where I live. I lived in the US for the last 30 years. I came as a student there, and I've been there for the last 30-some years. But the goal is to really create a prototype, the first proven concept, and that's what we're seeking the capital for. So the idea is these type of concepts are doing extremely well. For example, Piata's Italian street food just opened up in Frisco, which is my neighborhood there. Just the same thing, you know, take a tortilla, put some rice or on it, and carbs on it, and then you have the proteins, chicken, beef, steak, whatever, and then the toppings, and you wrap it, and that thing is flying just like crazy. And the price point we're looking at is about $6.99 for a chicken wrap. And the exciting thing that we've got now is we created a flagship, and since the last time I was here, we created this flagship menu item like the Whopper of Burger King or the Big Mac of McDonald's. So for Rasoy, which by the way, Rasoy, the word Rasoy means kitchen in Indian language, or cooking in the concept that you use it. So we combined the word roti, which is the tortilla really, and the word burrito, and made the word a rotito. And this is trademarked now, and this is going to be the main item, rotito. So you come to Rasoy, you're going to have a chicken rotito, you can have a beef rotito, a steak rotito, a lamb rotito, and for the vegetarians, a vegetarian rotito. So just have one item. We have one item, which is the rotito. Of course, we have little side items, but this is the center piece. And we believe we did 3 food tasting events, and again, this is for mainstream, not an Indian demographic targeted product, by the way. So the audience we had in Texas, 3 food servings we did were all for non-Indians, and it was received so well. So we believe that this concept has a very, success. We mitigated most of the risk associated with it. In other words, creating this flagship item, creating a very simple and duplicable There's no chef, there's no waiters. It's just a very easy assembly line thing. You start with, the first thing is a roti. You pick a roti. It's a garlic roti. You want a spinach roti or a whole wheat roti. You do that and move to we do different from Chipotle is, for example, they have Spanish rice. We're going to put basmati rice, flavorful, healthy, fluffy basmati rice. Put a little sauce, which is really the chicken tikka masala sauce, but we will call it Rasoy sauce. And then you move to the proteins, which is the chicken, beef, lamb, whatever, and then the toppings. And you wrap it, and that's your meal. And it's a very easy, quick meal to do. So we're looking at opening our first one this summer, and here we are for our capital raise. The thing is, we have plans to grow it, as I said, and I'll cover this really quickly now, to go 100 locations. That's the first. I look at this as the relay race. I want to run the first race to take it to 100 location, not franchising it, all corporate owned. And I think there's a reason behind it. The advisors that I sat with and worked through on this is to really get possibly take it for the highest valuation to all own it corporate owned for the 100 locations. The capital we're looking for is $400,000. Very small in relative terms, and we're offering 10% equity of the entire company. In other words, we are looking at this to in 5 years. So our target is 5-year exit. So if somebody steps in with a $400,000 investment, we're hoping we can do it today. Today at this conference. This is what an investment forum is for, and in 5 years, based on clear metrics, and this is after a lot of study on metrics. We believe we can take it to 100 locations doing $1 million. I have operated restaurants before at $1 million before, full service. So if we had 100 locations doing $1 million each, we would be at a $100 million company at the end of 5 years. And the restaurant private equity firms value it at 2.5 times gross revenue, which is actually being done in the US right now. So we look at a $250 million valuation at the end of 5 years.
You're going to have to stop now.
That's
well done, well done. Sami, have you seen a growth in this business plan since last year?
Well, I mean, there's obviously more work done on it, and,
yes.
and I want to say, as a concept, I think it's got legs.
Okay.
But I think, well, first of all, you're not going to get to 100 units in 5 years. I mean, I'll just tell you that straight. Okay? You're at 0 today. Right. You're not going to get to 100.
Right. Well, the first year we're just going to have 1. I'm just
fine. Then you're not going to have 99 in 4 years, right? It's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, it's 5 the second, 20 the third, and we have. I mean, I have the whole thing.
I'm just trying to be. I've been doing this for long enough to know.
Right.
This doing 100 in 5 years or what have you, it looks good on paper, but in reality it doesn't work. Just
being fast casual is the only thing.
Take my advice on this. Yeah. You're selling 10% for $400,000.
Right.
And you want to open in the summer.
Right.
Which is in 3 months.
From the day we're funded, we're just looking at 90 days. I've already found the properties. I haven't signed the lease on it, but we're ready to go. The finish out, the permits, everything ready. The whole thing is ready, turnkey. I mean, it's ready to go. We can open our first one in 90 days.
And how do you value at $4 million?
Well, about 250 is for the first, about 150 for setting it up for our growth for our 100 locations. I mean, we're very strategic at how we're going to, because we have second and third round. Second round for another 10% for $2 million in 12 months, and a third round for $5 million, so the same 10%. So this is the first one is coming in at the concept level, putting $400,000. But the second round, another 10% for $2 million, which this is, again, by a private placement attorney that walked me through this process. They're done several times over. So I didn't grab anything from the sky and just put it together. I mean, I've followed somebody's advice. I mean, the restaurants that our private equity firms have done. But, again, fast casual, when I say compared to what I used to do, full-service restaurants, a Subway-type place. It's very easy to open, 1,500 square feet, or you can open it quickly.
Paul, what do you think?
So I'm actually an investor in the UK's largest burrito business called Tortilla.
Okay.
That was set up by a Californian who wanted to copy Chipotle, effectively. So my question's more about the product. So I'm very familiar with what you're trying to do. But, this catches on, and it sounds tasty, and, I agree with Sami, there's kind of something in it. But what's to then stop Chipotle just kind of adding that line to their, why would they not just introduce a kind of Indian burrito, or we might do it with tortilla?
Sure, they could do that. I mean, there's nothing stopping them, but we have, created enough of the uniqueness in the concept itself. My brother's a professional chef. He's developed this menu to a point where this rotito is very, very unique. I mean, and I could, because of lack of time, I can go into it, but I could tell you that they could. I mean, as big as Chipotle is, they could do things like that, But sure. we certainly have a uniqueness to it. Even in the sauces that we're going to put are very secret. I mean, we have our own formulation for it.
Okay.
Laurent?
I love your creativity and your enthusiasm, and I would love to try your burrito.
Okay.
And how can you convince us that you have the team, the know-how to bring these things above 1 unit?
Yes. Well, I have right now, I mean, they're not all with me. Last year, I had one of my team members here with me, but we have a team on the food side, operations, on marketing, on IT. We're building one of the most robust IT app, Rasoy app, that will, will be a great enhancement to this. But we have the human part of it. It's a very strong team. We have 18 people right now on the team, and that will even be part of it.
May I add one question? How much do you pay all these people? Or how do you pay all these people with only 400,000?
Right. We have pledged 3 months planning even at 0 customers showing up, because there's a lease place. We're not buying any real estate capital. We're leasing places. I mean, it's this, rather than come and say $5 million and $10 million for something like this is the first step. Is realistically we can do, because I've done a restaurant before, and I opened a full-service restaurant for $500,000 before. This is a fast casual. I can open the first one. Once I have the first one, now I have a proven concept. Raising the second and third rounds is going to be a lot easier. So 400, will put me out. Just put it enough money with a cushion of working capital to make it happen.
I was just going to ask, have you done taste testings or pop-ups? Or
yes.
I mean, how do you know this is going to go down?
Excellent question, Martin. Like you said, we had 3 rounds of food tasting in the city of Dallas. And they were received so well that they said, this is going to be a hit. These are people, I mean, I'm biased, of course, but these are what people said to us, that they would love it.
Well, it's the home of Tex-Mex, so I mean...
It's a Tex-Mex. It's a good place to start. Dallas
distance.
is a market for, and I like Paul when you said yesterday about startups, investing in startups, and people who started 1 or 2 concepts, I mean, this is how you start. I mean, we want to get a proven concept. By next year, I want to be a testimony here to say that, hey, I was a concept that I presented last year. Today, we have 3 locations. I mean, it could be done.
I just have a small question. I've got a location in Dubai. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to invest in your business.
Okay.
But I have a location in Dubai.
Right.
25 square meters.
Okay.
You can do your Rasoy there if you want.
Okay.
Okay,
yes.
We'll talk after.
Okay.
Because I like the concept.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
that's
a great place to start,
that
isn't
would
it?
jumpstart our international market. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, congratulations. That's brilliant.
Right. Again, by the way, my email address is, if you want just one word, my email address is titus@rasoy.com. So if anyone that's interested in the concept, please feel free to contact me, but we're excited about this.
Well done. That's great. That's really exciting.
Thank you.